Well, let's talk about gut health because I'm pretty sure you've had a lot of people say, oh, ulcers, oh, bloating, oh, constipation, oh, I don't know what. Okay. So, what exactly is that and what brings about all these issues? But the most important question is what exactly makes good gut health?
Guttal is how I breathe, how I breathe through lungs. I go further. So when I go, when I after taking food, need to take water so that yeah.
I take a lot of Greek yogurt, so I think I believe that helps. I think also keeping track of what I consume. So I try to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables.
I've actually been trying to improve my gut health over the past couple of weeks. So I Googled on the internet and they say drinking apple cider vinegar, sometimes taking chia seeds kind of helps.
Just to maintain the right amount of bacteria, the right amount of environment in your gut. That's all I know about gut health.
I know that you need some bacteria for you to be healthy.
I do try detox. I think I tried doing that for myself from YouTube and everything.
A healthy gut means better life for you, better digestion, better nutrition.
I think ni kukula vitu poa kama fruits, machi.
So that is what we want to focus on the conversation today. But before I introduce my guest and who's going to help us take us through that whole process as far as understanding good gut health and what we need to do on a day-to-day basis to improve our gut health, just to bring you up to speed that Brookside Plus probiotic yogurt contains really good bacteria, which helps to boost immunity while improving the consumer's overall well-being. And you can optimize levels of beneficial bacteria by consuming foods rich in probiotics. But let's come back and talk about good gut health. And the question is, who's going to help us understand that? Well, we have Jasper Olo, who is a consultant dietitian and manager, dietetics department at Aga Khan University Hospital right here in Nairobi. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much for making the time.
Yes.
I see we have this lovely, I don't want to call him person or her, here today to help us with the conversation, right?
Yes.
So gut health,
Yes.
right? What exactly is that? Where does it start and where does it end?
Yes.
The gut, first
The
of all,
gut.
and then we talk about the gut health.
The gut starts from the face,
Okay.
the opening of the mouth and the nose,
All right.
because there's a way they are linked all the way through to the stomach, small intestines, the large intestines, all the way to the anus.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
When you talk about gut health, it's about the status of functionality
All right.
of the gut at various points.
Okay.
Yes. So if you talk about gut health, we'll start from the mouth. Because your
Yes.
mouth is where it starts. You have good sets of teeth
All right.
that can help you chew food finely before you swallow.
Before you swallow.
And Winnie, you might not believe it. Majority of patients who come with issues of gut health, some of them, their problem is just chewing food properly before they swallow.
wait, what? You're saying people don't chew their food
People don't chew
properly?
their food properly before they
Is there
swallow.
like a specific technique to chew your food? or-
Not really.
Yeah.
The basic advice would be you chew your food finely,
Okay.
almost the consistency of porridge in your mouth before you swallow.
Before you swallow.
Yes. So if you don't have good teeth, you have issues with mouth sores, paining tongue, that can as well
Yes.
be a sign of poor gut health.
Poor gut health.
Yes.
That is because you see, we don't usually what is it called? Relate the two. We think it's like one,
Totally different thing.
totally different thing.
The gut, other than just being for digestion, it is also known to be the largest immune organ in our body.
Largest immune organ.
Yes,
All
because
right.
the linings of the gut produce a lot of antibodies
Okay.
to help prevent any infection that can happen there, because the gut is usually regarded as an external environment.
All right. So, like you said, it starts nose, ears, and but mouth
Yes.
mostly because there's that link,
Yeah.
and then we go to our the throat, and then all
There's
the
the
way
esophagus,
Yes.
the pipe that links the mouth and the
Yes.
nose all the way to the stomach.
Okay,
Then from the stomach, you get into the small intestines
All right.
as you go.
okay.
Yes.
Now you said there are different bacteria and different parts of the
yes.
gut. Was it bacteria?
Bacteria.
Bacteria, different parts of the gut.
yes.
I know. I mean, we're going to do like some bit of quote unquote injustice, and so that we see the gut.
You want
properly.
us to dismember?
Yes, we want to dismember. We apologize. This is actually the heart. It feels so bad
It's
to remove
the
the
heart.
heart.
You're removing the heart.
And then
This the liver,
the liver, and then we have the stomach.
the stomach.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe we can leave the stomach because it forms part
Yes,
of
it forms part of the gut.
of the gut.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so help us understand because, like I said, there are different bacteria in different places as far as the gut
Yes.
system is concerned.
Yes.
And then we'll talk about because, like we said, we see a lot of illnesses, conditions, just issues almost every single day that are related to the gut.
Yes.
So, as we mentioned, the different bacteria, maybe we can also talk about some of the issues that we
Yes.
experience on a day-to-day basis.
All right.
All right.
So the gut, basically, when it comes in terms of the type of bacteria that would colonize, or the type of probiotics that would colonize, is divided into the upper section,
All right.
that is from the small intestine going upwards.
All right.
And in that part of the gut, bacteria that grow there they grow in an environment where there's still some air,
Okay. All right.
oxygen.
Okay.
So they are said they are aerobic, aerobic bacteria.
All right.
The ones that thrive in an environment where there is oxygen.
There's oxygen. Okay.
Then there's the lower part, which is mainly the large intestine, where you'll find the bacteria thriving there are mainly anaerobic. They don't require oxygen.
Oxygen to thrive.
Yes.
Okay.
So when we talk about the probiotics that we had discussed some time back, they would come in form of aerobic probiotics and anaerobic
Anaerobic
probiotics.
I see.
Yes.
All right. Now, so where do we start? Do we start like all this coming down? Because now you have divided them into two sections.
Yes.
Okay. So the aerobic ones.
The aerobic ones.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
What are the sort of like the symptoms, to indicate like maybe there's a bit of a problem, maybe some of these issues that we see on a day-to-day
That we see.
basis?
When it comes to gut health, on the upper part of the GI of the gut, you'll have issues like hyperacidity. There's reflux.
Yes.
Those symptoms will affect more of the upper gut.
And why
Things
is
like
that?
ulcers.
Yes.
Yes, the
Yes.
upper part of the gut.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the lower part, you'll have issues of constipation. Maybe things like hemorrhoids would be more prevalent down there.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. The biggest question is why? Why are we seeing an increase in some of these issues, like you said, ulcers, hyperacidity, and then we all know the medicine that we usually run to every single day, I want to say at this point it's like one of the most abused
Yes.
forms of medication. Why is it? Is it maybe our diet? Is it our lifestyle? Is it, I don't know. What is it?
When it comes to diet, with the conditions of the gut, one thing that we find or feedback we get from our clients is maybe the spacing of meals.
All right.
Yes. Where you find someone leaves home in the morning, probably had not taken breakfast. They end up not eating lunch. Or at lunch, they take some soda or something like that. Okay?
I feel like you're talking about me because I rarely take breakfast before I leave the house. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Then in the evening,
Yes.
they end up having their dinner.
Yeah.
Then the question is, from morning until evening,
Yeah.
when you are going to eat your dinner,
Yeah.
you've not fed. And remember that the food that you eat
Yeah.
is what provides food for the good
the good
bacteria
bacteria.
that live in your gut.
Okay.
So if you've stayed for long without eating,
Yeah.
then they will also die. Then you find maybe after staying for long, we resort to sugar because of cravings.
Yes.
And sugar in itself will then not provide even food for that bacteria.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay?
Okay.
You take your soda, you take your tea with sugar or something like that.
They don't help the
They
bacteria
don't
to
help
thrive.
the bacteria. They will not thrive.
Okay.
Then, and the question would be, how do these good bacteria help in the gut?
Yes.
They actually act as paint because they grow on the wall of your gut.
All right.
And they act like as a coating. Okay? They also produce some mucus-like substances that help in lining the inside wall of your gut,
Yeah.
be it the intestine, be it the stomach. Okay? So that protective layer, when it's cleared,
Yes.
then you find that now acid can easily get into contact
Yeah.
with the lining of
The
your
lining
stomach.
of the stomach,
Yes.
yes.
And then you, after eating, the acid is released, you feel a lot of pain.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what? Because we need to take a break, and there's so much now. My brain is like on overdrive because there's so much to think about and so much to reflect on. Just to bring you up to speed with wow, listen, and the biggest question that we're going to ask is then, can probiotics help with that in terms of ensuring that we have good gut health? Well, we come back after the break and answer that question, and also answer some of the questions that you sent. See you after the break. Welcome back. The show is Health Diary, and today our focus of conversation is on gut health, and we're asking what makes a good gut health. And that is what Jasper Olo, who's a consultant dietitian and manager dietetics department at Aga Khan University Hospital here in Nairobi, is helping us with. And well, let me tell you, we've been chapwan viboko as far as our lifestyle and how that affects our gut in one way or the other. Me in this instance. Questions, okay? I know a lot of you have a lot of questions, so we sampled a few, and we'll have Jasper answer that. So the first one says, my name is Zoe from Nairobi. I have struggled with ulcers for 3 years now, on and off. I have tried medication, but they are not helping. My question is there a permanent solution to this? Can clean eating help?
Allow me to answer that. Clean is relative.
Clean is relative, it's true. Clean is relative. But to you, as a dietitian, what does clean even mean?
I would not use the clean eating approach.
Okay.
I will use the healthy eating approach.
Healthy eating. All
yes,
right.
healthy eating. Healthy eating can help. Just as I mentioned, most issues of the gut start because the food we are sending down is not has not been chewed in a condition that is now conducive or comfortable to the gut.
Okay.
Okay?
I see.
If food is not well chewed, it actually causes physical damage to the lining of the stomach.
Okay.
Because once you've eaten, food does not just go and settle.
In the
Yes,
stomach.
there's always some, it's called churning that happens. And usually, if there's ulcers, there's usually chemical injury and physical injury.
All
Yes.
right.
Chemical would be from the acid that would be released. Physical would be now like the abrasive effect of the food that is not finely chewed as it's being churned in the stomach.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
So one way of dealing with recurrent ulcers, please reconsider your chewing.
Okay.
Yes.
Chew food until
finally before you
swallow.
Yes.
Kukimbia na chakula, please don't. Okay. So
if you're making choices, then you can opt for soft, what we call a soft diet, where you can mash your potatoes if you're doing potatoes. If it is something like meat, you can mince before you eat. You avoid spices, things like that.
Okay.
And you said, now clean eating that they are talking about, then we would start with the chewing.
With the chewing. Okay.
Then number two, when you talk of healthy eating, it would mean that you don't stay for long without eating. You ensure that you don't stay for more than 4 hours between one meal and another.
Another question. This is from Maureen, all the way from Naivasha, who says, what is the relationship between probiotics and yeast infections in women?
Yeast infection most often would, maybe overgrowth in the reproductive or in their private parts would occur if there's an imbalance
All right.
between the bacteria and the yeast that thrive together
All right.
in that environment. So if the bacteria, the number of bacteria goes down, then the yeast will outgrow the bacteria.
All right.
And that will manifest as yeast infection. But allow me also to mention, if her name is Zoe.
No, Maureen.
Maureen.
Yes.
If Maureen is encountering frequent yeast infections, then the question would be in her diet, is it that she's taking a lot of sugar? Yes.
Okay.
Because sugar also will affect the growth of bacteria,
bacteria.
but promote the growth of yeast. Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
If sugar is high in the diet.
All right.
So she can also watch out for that.
Okay.
And ensure that she cuts down the sugar in her diet to
Sugar, let me tell you. Sugar.
minimum.
Try to a minimum. Okay,
Yes.
all right. Any other thing? Because they asked the relationship between probiotics and yeast infection, right?
As I mentioned, it is the balance of the
Balance of the two.
probiotics.
Okay.
But then if she's finding frequent yeast infection, it would be an indication that there's an imbalance. So she can ensure that she increases or ups her game when it comes to her probiotic intake. She can as well go for some supplementation
I see that.
if needed.
All right. And then the last one says, hello, HD. My name, HD as in health diary, I want to believe. Says, my name is Elijah. Is constipation a sign of poor gut health?
Constipation is a sign of a poor gut health.
All right.
Which means that maybe food is staying for long in the large intestine.
All right.
And when it comes out, it comes out hard, okay? And that would be a sign that there's something with the large intestine.
All right.
The large intestine, the bacteria that thrive there, the probiotics, help in producing food that also nutrients that maintain the health of the lining of the whole gut system.
All right.
They produce what we call short-chain fatty acids. When the large intestine or the colon is not functioning well, that's when you'll find the stool is becoming hard. But with constipation, you must also, other than the probiotics that would be needed to help in softening the stool, there's also need for watching their hydration status. Do they drink enough water? That would be another question.
Yeah.
The other question is, do they exercise?
Yes.
Yes. You know, the movement of the contents of the gut happen due to movement of muscles.
All right. So then, how then do we promote good gut health? And what is the role of probiotics in helping us get there, if at all there's any role?
The first question would be, do you sleep well?
Yeah.
Because if you don't sleep well, the brain will not be rested.
All right.
And there's a very strong link between brain health and gut health.
And gut health.
Yes.
Okay.
If the brain is stressed, the gut will also be stressed. And also, the vice versa is
the gut,
true.
Yeah.
The gut is stressed, the brain will be
will
stressed.
also be stressed.
Then number two is the frequency of meals and how they are placed, how they are spaced throughout the day. Ensure that you don't stay for long without eating. And that will help in maintaining proper gut health.
Yeah.
Ensure you are well hydrated. And then importantly, ensure that you support the probiotics in your gut to thrive. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And once again, just in case someone missed out on the previous conversation where we talked about some of the good sources, sources of good probiotics,
Yes.
what would you say in a nutshell as we bring this to a close?
Fermented foods, more so dairy products, as I'd mentioned earlier, and you also ensure that your diet is balanced, where you also take adequate amounts of fruits and vegetables.
All right.
Because they also provide food
For
to
the
the
bacteria.
probiotics
Yes.
that will be in your gut.
I see that. I
Yes.
see that. And also, you said sometimes when food stays in the said large intestine for long,
Yes.
that's a problem in itself. So how long should we go for number 2? I'm just gonna ask that, right? So that food does not stay too much and then
Too much.
cause all these problems. So is there like a rule of thumb?
What is recommended
Okay.
is that you should at least pass or go to use the bathroom for long call at least twice
At least
in a day.
twice in a day.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for that reminder, Jasper.
welcome,
Jasper Odlo,
Louise.
consultant dietitian and manager dietetics department right here at Aga Khan University Hospital in Nairobi. Well, time now for you to take a look at this health tip.
So physiotherapy with Down syndrome, we aim mostly to work on muscle strengthening. For example, like we're doing here, you can see he's using his legs and hands to walk, what we commonly call crawling. So crawling is a way of muscle strengthening because his hands are carrying the weights, and that will help strengthen his arms if it's done on a regular basis. With strengthening, we also incorporate the use of weights. Weights help add resistance to the body, and this gets to strengthen the feet while he's walking. The weights are gauged depending on how strong the child is. So for us today, this is a 1 kg weight on both legs.
What a show we've had today on Health Diary. Really thought-provoking insights from our specialist, that is Jasper Olo. And the question that I know majority of us will actually have to ponder on is how many of us know how to correctly space our meals. Most of us would spend the entire day not eating anything, or others would eat, say, after 6 hours. But what Jasper said is after every 3 hours, at least have something, either a snack or a full meal. And on top of that, keep in mind that our mental health is directly linked to our gut health. So if either or is not okay, then will not be okay. So many things to really think about and ponder on right here on Health Diary. So I will leave you to think about that and say goodbye, and also say a special thanks to the Aga Khan University for hosting us today. My name is Winnie Lubembe. Stay safe. If you have any other question, our social media handles are down at the bottom of your screen. But until next Sunday, adios. Oh, roho ya wenyewe. Ui. Roho the spirit. Oh, fantastic. Yeah. So I think when you're demonstrating, you can then. Okay. Hi. Sawa. Yes, we are.